Hello YouTube, it's Nikisha, and I am back with another installment of Nicki Thinks. And today's topic, as promised, is borderline controversial. It is probably, you can see by the title, it's called The Big C. But I'm not talking about cancer or like any other huge C word there is out there. I am going to be talking about Christianity. Dun dun dun. So in this video, I will be covering from my point of view. Let me just say that disclaimer. My point of view, what I think, my opinion on what can be misconstrued and misheard and all those other things about Christianity. So, first and foremost, if you didn't know, now you know. I'm a Christian. Yes. Me. This person right here. So let's jump into it. Thing number one that I think a lot of people that aren't Christians feel toward people who are Christians is this whole like hypocritical situation, which is understandable because there are people in the church who are going to church, preaching, and doing all these other things, like telling other people in their lives that they need to come to Christ and all of this, but behind closed doors, they are doing God knows what. Only God knows what. They are doing all the horrible things that they are telling people not to do. And personally, for me, at one point, because we're not all perfect, at one point I was kind of that person. I mean, to be completely honest, like it's a hard thing in a world of people who are pulling you every which way to believe and stand your ground on something that you like strongly believe in. And I mean, it's not that you let people get inside your head, but it's just the world that we live in. So it becomes hard to not sound or seem hypocritical in a way when it comes to certain things, or the way we're perceived. Like in terms of hypocritical, I mean, in a way, there are a lot of hypocritical things out in the world. Like parents tell their children all the time, do as I say, not as I do. Hypocritical. I mean, it's kind of like you want what's best for, in terms of parenting, you want what's best for your kid, so you tell your kid, okay, you don't do that because I've done it and it didn't work out well for me, so I don't want you to do it. But in terms of Christianity, I mean, there are people who claim to be Christians and who probably are Christians and want to be devoted. They are just not as strong-willed as other people, and they are not as grounded in their Christianity and in their beliefs to not waver. So I believe that's where it comes off as hypocritical, or you're doing this but you're preaching to me about coming to Christ and this and that and the third. And it's not the fault, it's not to fault the worldly people, But it's something that Christians need to work on in themselves, in their journey with the Lord. It's, you have to ask the Lord to ground you and give you people that will ground you. Send people into your life that will ground you and make you accountable for your actions and whatever you do or say or think, whatever. Which leads me to my next point: accountability. Within Christianity, or probably most likely, I would think, any other religion, there is a sense of accountability for your actions and things that you do and say and the way you lead your life. There should be someone in place in your life that you can trust to come to you and check you on your bull in any respect. Someone you can come to and say, okay, I messed up, but I need you not to judge me. I need you to help me not do what I did again. Because if you don't help me, I will do it again and again and again. So I think that accountability comes with a strong, like, mentor-mentee kind of relationship. You need to find and connect those people with one another, and you need to find how you as a person, if you're looking for somebody to be accountable to, for someone to check you on your bull, and for you to do the same to that person, because accountability has to be a two-way street. A two-way street. You can't just come and check me all the time without me or someone else coming to check you, because we're not all perfect human beings. So sometimes we slip and we fall and we do this and we do that, but it all leads back to accountability, because you have to be able to account for your actions and everything you said and everything you did, basically on Judgment Day, when the Lord comes and asks you what you did with your life. You have to tell him why you did what you did in the situations you did them in. So accountability is a really big thing in terms of this whole Christian walk. It needs to happen. Like, you need to find that person that you can speak to, regardless of what. You need to find that person that you can trust and you can talk to, that won't sit there and receive all your business just to spit it back into the ear of somebody else, or just spit it back into your face and remind you of your wrong. You need that person to help you and basically be that shoulder that they can cry on and they can lean on, and the ear that they can just talk to whenever they need to vent about anything and everything that's going on in their lives. Another thing is, I think that personally, again, this is my opinion, these are all my opinions, I personally think that Christians in this world right now are extremely passive. Extremely passive. Because, especially living in America, Christians are extremely passive. Because people can say anything they want about Jesus and God and all of that, and Christianity as a whole. They can say anything they want to say. But when it comes to another religion, like, say, a Muslim religion, you can't say anything. You can't even whisper any ill will towards Allah someone will kill you. Someone will threaten to bomb your entire family. Like, someone will threaten to blow up your entire strip. Like, blow it all up. Gone. Like, my gosh. Like, I don't understand how you can be so sold out, so quote unquote sold out for God, but people are sitting here making jokes or saying that your God isn't real, or making light of situations that involve God and things like that. Like, for instance, Family Guy. Family Guy is Family Guy is a show that a lot of people in my life love to watch for some reason, and I never understood why. Sometimes it's funny, but other times it's just, yeah, not that funny. I'm sorry guys that watch this show, but it's not that funny to me. But every other episode, they're making some kind of, like, they're alluding to some kind of joke that involves God. And this is what people see. This is what children are looking at. This is what's being received. And people end up taking Christianity as a joke because nobody's saying, stop it, this is wrong. This is not appropriate for my child to watch. This is not appropriate to be on TV because of my religion. You can respect, like, and this also leads me into something else. In schools, now, all of a sudden, you're not allowed to pray. You're not allowed to, like, pull out a Bible and sit there and read it out in open just because. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how in Muslim society or in the Jewish society, like, living in America, you can roll out your mat, pray towards Mecca till you blue in the face. But for me, as a Christian, to start a prayer circle in my school, I have to duck and dodge and do all this stuff off campus just because. Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, if someone, like, criticized a Jewish person for doing what they do, like their prayer rituals, or doing what they do as Jews, it's all of a sudden anti-Semitic. Or it's, if they like ridicule a Muslim, it's a hate crime. I don't understand. But Christians get persecuted left, right, and center in every other country in the world, but no one does anything about it. No one basically cares. Like, there are people getting killed for the gospel, and it's an everyday thing. It's it's normal. It's like, it's crazy to me that one thing can be considered a hate crime, and something that's exactly identical to that thing, everyone overlooks it. It's just overlooked. It's just, oh, there go those Christians again, talking about a God that doesn't exist, and they've never seen this God. Why would they believe that this God exists? I don't understand. I mean, again, this conversation is just flowing. This leads me into my next point with this whole Big Bang Theory thing and what scientists believe happened. How could something out of nowhere, out of complete nowhereness and blackness and all that, all of a sudden decide that it was going to just, excuse me, is going to just fall into something else, and boom goes the dynamite. Thus, the world was created. What? What? Like, huh? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm slow. I don't get it. I don't. Can someone, like, comment below or write it to me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever? All my links will be below. Can you explain to me the whole Big Bang Theory thing? Because I don't get it. I don't understand how something that was lifeless can create life. How? How? Please let me know. Inform me. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. Maybe I'm slow. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm very confused. I don't. That's one of my biggest problems with science. The Big Bang. What banged? How did it bang? And how did it create the world that we live on right now? How did it create Earth? How did it create grass and other planets and galaxies and other atmospheres? How? How? From one that no domino effect in the world is that big and can have that much of an effect, okay? No domino effect. Because to me, this whole Big Bang was a domino effect. In essence, that's all it is. Because you're telling me that something out of complete nowhereness, out of nowhere, out of the clear blue, decided one day, in the beginning of time, to just bang into something else. Boom. And stars and planets and atmospheres were created. Huh? Huh? You really expect people to believe, like, people really sit here and believe this stuff? Like, maybe I'm explaining it wrong. Maybe I don't know enough about it, but please enlighten me, people. Enlighten me as best you can, because we're learning from each other here. Enlighten me as much as you can, because I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But moving on. Let's get back to misconceptions and other things about Christians. This whole Christians are supposed to be perfect thing, and they're supposed to be like, they're supposed to not have any faults at all. Why do you think Jesus died? Like, Jesus died because we sinned. We sinned, and he bore all the repercussions of those sins so that we can be redeemed through his blood and brought back into the kingdom. See how that works, people? I mean, he did it before time so that we could make all the mess ups that we could, but come right back through grace and through the power of Christ in our lives. So, I mean, I don't know where people think that Christians just plopped out of the sky as these perfect angelic human beings that are supposed to just be awesome and wonderful and all that, and holier than thou and pure and this and this and this, straight out of the gate. Being a strong Christian takes process. It's a process. It's work. Christianity is no cakewalk. It is work. Living in a world where you are despised daily is work. It is work. When people are throwing things left, right, and center at you so you can fall, it is work to live. It is work to wake up in the morning and know that you will be persecuted for what you believe. It is work, people. Just to let you know, it is work. It is hard to sit here and try to reach people through Christ and through what you believe and through what you know is true. And like have things thrown at you left, right, and center. And oh, I don't believe you because look at the way you lived and look at the way you did this and look at the way you did that. I mean, it's hard. Which is another point that I can make. People always, and I mean, Christians do this too. They tend to judge you on your past and the things that you used to do and the things that like held you back before. Like if you used to sleep around, if you used to do drugs, if you used to be a ladies' man or a popular girl with all the guys, people in both the world and in the church tend to sometimes hold that against you. Look at you, it's like, look at you, you can't be that Christian all of a sudden. You can't be that Christian. You can't be, oh, I love the Lord, when you were all those years ago, when you were like thotting around with Tom, Dick, and Harry. The past is in the past. That's why it's called the past. It's kind of behind you. So people are capable of change, regardless of if you believe it or not. People are capable of change. And I believe personally that the Christian walk is all about change, because bringing a sinner into grace and making them a new person is it's a process. It's a walk. It is a journey. It's like you have to dig deep. It's like looking for a diamond in like a bunch of rocks. You have to dig deep. You have to bang on the rocks sometimes, and sometimes something will come out. Other times it'll take a lot of work, it'll take a lot of fire to get what you want. It'll take a lot of labor, it'll take a lot of power and strength and all that to get what you want out of it. But the Christian walk is work, people. Don't ever let anyone ever tell you that this is easy at all, because they're lying through their teeth. And one more thing about Christianity that really, really, really irritates me as a Christian: this whole reality television situation. Like, for instance, Preachers of LA. Dude, really? Like, for real? For reals? Preachers of LA? I personally think that, let me just say this first thing. For God to open up a platform where we as Christians can be showcased is amazing. And it's wonderful. And people should be shown more of Christ on national and regular television. That's wonderful. But on the flip side of that, how can you, as a preacher and a teacher of the word, or a singer or a minister of the word, how can you live exactly like the world? Exactly like the world. Like, it's just ratchetness. Just ratchet. Like, you're living exactly like the world, but you're getting up on a pulpit every Sunday telling everyone that Jesus saves. Jesus does save, but he can't save if you still indulging in the mess. He can't save you one day and you jump back into the mess the next day and expect to get saved. You can't be jumping in and out of the mess. It's either you're in or you're out. There is no middle. There's no middle. There is a heaven and there is a hell. Choose. Choose. It's all about choice. And the thing about it is, Christianity is choice. It's all about choice. You choose to serve God. God doesn't make you do anything. He gives you a choice. You either do this or do this. Just know, if you don't do this and do this, there are repercussions. There are consequences. And that's what I truly believe that people do not understand about Christianity. It's not just okay, my life is going perfect, so I'm just gonna fall off. No, I'm just gonna fall off and worry about how perfect my life is right now, and I'm not gonna pray, and I'm not gonna fast, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, and then I'm gonna come back to God when I need him. No. There's consequences for those things. There are consequences. You can't just, it's not, choices come with choices comes consequences. Very simply. Choice. Two things. Consequences. You can't pick something without a consequence. You just can't. It's just not possible. Everything that happens to you after you pick that thing is a consequence of your choice. So, I don't know what else, like how else to explain that. But, I guess in closing, I feel like I'm wrapping up an essay, but last thing I think would probably be for me to let you guys know that it is never too early, and it's I want to say it's never too late, but there will come a time where it's too late and you have exhausted all your chances to come to Christ. So I suggest that if your spirit is leading you to, and you just find yourself in situations where it's constantly being brought up, you don't have it. You're running for no reason. You're running to be caught, basically, because he will catch you regardless. In your lowest moment or your highest moment, he will catch you. It just has to be your choice where, to be quite honest, because he can catch you at your highest, and it can either be really nice or he can cut you down to size And what I was saying before my camera weirdly cut off was, I mean, if your spirit is leading you to come to Christ, do it, because you're running to lose the race, I guess. I mean, it can come, you can come to Christ willingly, or he can make you, to be quite honest. So he can cut you down from your highest moment or take you at your lowest moment willingly. I mean, it could just happen just like that. So, well, I suggest if your spirit is leading you and you always seem to catch yourself in these situations, I suggest you take it as a sign from right now. Take it as a sign from now that he's calling and you need to pick up before it's too late. So if this video or any other thing that I've said made you or hit home with you or made you rethink something in your life, go to church. That's all I can say. Go to a Bible believing church and find Christ and find people that you can be accountable to, and bring yourself home, essentially. So that's it for me for this installment of Nicki Thinks. So I will see you all Friday with another topic of random conversation. So drop those things below. Drop your topics and other comments, and do some video responses to my videos, man. Like, other links will be below, all my personal stuff and whatnot. So follow me and enjoy me as we enjoy this ride together. So deuces. Nicki out.